Hey everybody, welcome back to another live stream. Before we get into the show, which will begin in a moment, I wanted to let you know that if you have any questions throughout the stream, remember you can always ask them on our website. We have a live chat support ready and able to help you. My team there is available if you have any questions about any of our products, services, or just have a question for fun. Check it out. Link will be down below in the description.
The stream will be starting shortly, but while you wait, you can check out our sponsors 8cap, Forex Tester, and Superfunded. You can find the links to them down in the description below.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another live stream. Before we get into the show, which will begin in a moment, I wanted to let you know that if you have any questions throughout the stream, remember you can always ask them on our website. We have a live chat support ready and able to help you. My team there is available if you have any questions about any of our products, services, or just have a question for fun. Check it out. Link will be down below in the description.
Coming to you live from our studio in Atlanta, Georgia, this is the A1 Trading Daily Show. Whether markets are rising or falling,
The stream will be starting shortly, but while you wait, you can check out our sponsors.
Join us as we trade currencies, commodities, and indices live, Monday through Friday.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Excited to be back for another live stream, another week of live streams. We do these, of course, every Monday through Friday. But let's go ahead and check out the market heat map really quickly, see how some of our assets are trending so far today before we jump into the markets here with Nick. So up here towards the top of the page, up here in the top left, I can see our biggest mover to the upside so far today, which is in fact CAD JPY, followed by CHF JPY, GBP JPY, Euro JPY, USD JPY, and Aussie JPY. So yen crosses all towards the top here today. CAD JPY, of course, was our biggest mover, up 1.03% on the day so far. If we take a look down here towards the bottom right is our biggest mover to the downside. I see gold, NZD CAD, NZD CHF, USD CAD, USD CHF, and NZD USD. So yen crosses up towards the top, looks like New Zealand dollar, US dollar, and maybe Canadian dollar crosses down there towards the bottom as well. So I want to thank our three sponsors for today's live stream, 8cap, Forex Tester, and Superfunded. Thank you so much for sponsoring today's stream. All three of them are amazing, and you can find out about all three of them in the links down in the description below. But with that, let's go ahead and go live into the markets with Nick.
Thank you, James, for that update. And we are back, guys. I was out Friday and my team did an awesome job just carrying the show on. You guys did some Jeopardy and it was awesome. I watched it from home. I am pretty much better. I feel a lot better. I still just have this weird congestion thing, but for the most part, no longer feeling terrible, which is Always a good thing. Thank you guys for being back here with us for another live show. I've got a lot of things I want to catch up on. We missed some analysis on Friday, and I want to give you guys the rundown as to where I am personally at with some trades that I've been looking at, and I guess what I'm paying attention to going into this week. So let's take a look at some charts. The first thing I want to start with is the dollar. Taking a look at the dollar here, you can see that we are sort of in this downward decline recently. But we had a nice little pop there on Friday. So you can see Friday we had a pop to the upside there. Dollar bullishness briefly came in. There was, there's been some fears about the banking systems and that sort of thing. But now going into this week so far, a slight decline on the dollar. We'll see if this thing can make any sort of significant gains. Now, in terms of a daily chart perspective, where is the dollar at? Well, it's kind of in this weird limbo period where it's not necessarily in a bullish trend, but it's also not necessarily in a bearish trend. But here are two things that I'm paying attention to on the dollar right now. I don't have a super strong bias on it. I was bullish for a little while here and it kind of fell apart on me. So I've been on the sidelines with the dollar recently. Now, in terms of, let's call them decision points on this chart, if we're able to break through the lows or the highs of this daily chart, this is where I think things get really interesting for the dollar. And it seems like the dollar is on sort of a path to the downside right now, down to retest this 101.5. Now, why do I highlight these two zones? What's significant about them? Well, again, guys, we are looking at a daily chart, and we will break this down on the lower time frames in a minute. But right now, we're looking at the daily chart, where significant resistance has held here for the past several months, as well as support was found around that 101.5. As the dollar charged its way back down to the 100 mark, bulls were able to completely stop that idea and push it back up. Now, the problem is for the bulls that there was a total failure around 105.5. I thought we would pull back and then try and break through. I was wrong about that. So my dollar idea to the long side has sort of fallen apart. And why is this? We have to talk fundamentals for a second, because when we talk fundamentals, well, there's a lot of fear that, hey, the Fed's printer is back on to cover with this banking system. And there's also sort of the argument for a Federal Reserve, a pivot, right? Going back more towards less and less rate hikes, 25 basis points at the max, and now potentially even stopping here in 2023, and perhaps even some are arguing for rate cuts. That's going to cause the dollar to have some bearishness to it, which of course has been sort of the market sentiment recently. I think it's very, very likely that the dollar will come down in the next couple weeks here to test this 101.5 mark. Now, the bigger question, though, is whether or not we're going to actually get enough speed, enough momentum, enough bearishness to break through the lows. And if so, the dollar looks like a longer term sell. Right now, like I said, we are still caught between. It could surprise us and start to sort of charge back up if the Federal Reserve gets fearful around inflation again and sort of talks up rate hikes further than expected. That could be the scenario. But right now, like I said, I'm pretty unbiased on the dollar. I don't really have a lot of interest in trading dollar crosses at this particular time, except for one particular pair that I like on the short side, which is the Australian dollar, US dollar. Let's take a look at the 4-hour chart here. And you can see we had this sort of upward trajectory going on for the Australian dollar. And then it kind of fell apart here. So on this candle here on Friday, we saw a lot of momentum pick up to the downside. In my personal opinion, there could be some great opportunities to sort of short rallies on the Australian dollar against the US dollar. Particularly like levels like this 38.2% retracement, which if we line up with resistance here, and again, we are looking at the 4-hour chart currently, guys. We started on the daily. We're working our way down a little bit. There may be something here like a pullback into this 38.2 could offer some resistance to see a continuation play. I have a bearish bias on this one, and I'll show you guys why. If I go over here, you can see Australian dollar, US dollar is one of the top sells right now on our software. And I'll show you that in more detail here as we pull up the major currency pairs. I'm going to go to Australian dollar against the US dollar. We get a -8 on this chart. Now, for the newer viewers here, the software that you're looking at is called the Edge Finder. And the Edge Finder is it is a software tool that combines many different metrics outside of just technical analysis. It's looking at things like the commitment of traders data. It's looking at retail sentiments, looking at the seasonality trends that we study here, GDP growth, inflation, unemployment, interest rates. It's combining all these factors and generating a report on each one of the assets that we pay attention to. So currently we can read this chart really quick. We get a -8 summation or total score. COT data. This is an interesting one. So we're getting -2. This is due to the fact that the dollar is very heavily long by institutional traders, whereas the Australian dollar, guys, has a very high short interest from smart money, from institutional traders. Now, we flip it around, we ask ourselves, well, what about the retail crowd? Are they buying or shorting the Australian dollar? Well, you can see right here, 75% of retail traders currently, according to the position tracker that we have, 75% are long. So they're betting that this market will go up. Smart money is betting that the market will go down. Generally speaking, I would rather side with the smart money side of things. The COT data backs a short bias. Okay, cool. Seasonality. We can also take a look at seasonality. We're in the month of March. March is ending. So here's something to be concerned about. We historically see a tick to the upside during the month of April, which is right around the corner. But in the month of March, we historically see a tendency to go down on the Australian dollar, US dollar. This seasonality data is available within the software. What it does is it basically tracks, historically speaking, what a particular asset tends to do by month of year. Now, we also have some cool updates that we're working on that are going to go beyond just month of year. That is top secret stuff, but stay tuned on that. It'll be cool. If you already have the Edge Finder, we'll have more seasonality data for you coming out soon. Frank is working on that. Frank is one of our team members here. He's working on some more seasonality data, which would be really, really cool. And I'm excited to use that myself. Continuing on, again, if we take a look at economic numbers, GDP growth, inflation, and interest rates favor the US dollar, where the only category that the Australian dollar ekes out a advantage is in unemployment. So, excuse me. That is sort of the breakdown. We get a -8 sell bias. Now, again, we talk about this often. Most traders, they take a look at charts, and that's pretty much the extent to their analysis. We try and on these streams cover more in depth what is really driving prices. That's why we use the Edge Finder to help us with that. If you guys want access to the Edge Finder, we've got something cool for you. We've got a way for you to check out the Edge Finder. If you want a free trial, if you want to try out this software, here's what you can do right now. We're going to drop a link to chat with a support rep who can set you up right now as we speak to try out the premium version of this product. If you want to try out this software, click the link that's been dropped in the chat and send us the word Edge Finder, free trial, something like that. And one of our support reps who is in the other room will help you out to get access to the Edge Finder, to check it out, to see if it's a product that you think would be useful to you. We want to encourage more people to try out the tool because we're very confident that once you try it, you'll realize, hey, this thing is another level of clarity in your trading, adds confluence to everything that you're doing. So that's why you see me using it every single day. I genuinely believe it has so much value to traders looking to build more in-depth insight to their analysis. So check it out. Gold request, Bidhan in the chat keeps asking about gold. Don't worry, we will take a look at it. We will take a look at gold. Be patient. We've got a lot of stuff to look at here today. Let's take a look at the euro. Also, the euro finding a little bit of support here this morning. Compliments to the bulls here. You can see price was really able to break through here. And I was totally wrong about this. I thought the euro would hold this 107.6 level. Did not hold, actually broke out and completely proved me wrong on that one. Has since pulled back. And this is the beauty of charts, guys. The cool thing about charts is that this simple level of support here actually held out very nicely here so far. We'll see if this is able to rally back to the highs, but that's kind of where we're at. Samir just put a free trial request in the YouTube chat. You gotta click the link. We just dropped a link. Send us a direct message. Click that link. You'll be connected with one of our support reps here. You just send them the word Edge Finder free trial, and someone in our team will get you hooked up to try out the product. So there you go. Yeah, the euro looking technically now, technically looking pretty strong, right? You had a big break to the upside, pulled back, and I'd like to take a look at the euro. Here's one reason where I'm sort of just not interested in the euro USD specifically. If we go to the smart money tracker, look at this, guys. So now what we're looking at, this is really conflicting. And honestly, had I seen this a little bit more in depth sooner, this would have been really helpful. So I took a short on the euro dollar, and hindsight 2020, but I should have paid attention to this little fact right here. Okay, so what you guys are looking at on your screen is the institutional positioning data that we have from the COT report. And what we see here is that big money is long US dollar, but they're also long euro. So there's not a lot of preference. Now, if we were looking at USD versus the Canadian dollar, where there's a lot of short interest, that would be a more interesting trade. Crossing these two makes more sense because you have a very bearish currency and a very bullish currency. But where we currently sit, there's not a whole lot of interest comparing the euro to the dollar because both of them are very net long by institutional money. So we don't have much bias here. So this is probably no trade. Now, what we could potentially get ourselves into is looking at crosses that compare the weak currencies versus the strong ones and looking for trades there. Things like, example, euro yen, dollar yen, or looking at gold, right? Gold looking pretty interesting here. Very high net bullish position on gold. We could talk about gold at some point here in the video. I think that, we have to take a look at some of these yen crosses. Like, for example, Euro JPY, we're crossing a currency here that big money is long on the euro and short on the yen. And again, we have that data right here within the edge finder. We can see the yen, very high short interest. These are literally the highest and lowest crossed against each other. The euro, which is a very heavily bought, interested currency, versus the yen, which is a very shorted currency by institutional money. Hopefully that makes sense, but that is a very interesting dynamic. And we could also take a look at the dollar against the Japanese yen. And, this would be an argument for if this dollar yen breaks out significantly, perhaps there's a long trade to look for. Now, right now, technically, I don't like this chart. Like, I'm not interested in going long on this chart, but if we get the breakout, very interested in potentially trying again, looking to long dollar yen based off of COT data, as well as the overall edge finder's bias to the upside in the dollar yen. It's currently not bullish on the dollar yen, but what will get the edge finder to print a bullish signal on dollar yen will likely be a breakout to the upside, some strength. It tracks price action, so it keeps an eye on what the chart is doing. If the chart starts to trend up, it will likely result in a bullish signal for dollar yen. But currently, I'm not interested in shorting this. The chart looks bearish, but I'm interested in the COT data showing us that institutional money is long on this pair. So I'm looking for breakouts, looking for retests. That's how we find trade setups before they occur, right? It's nice to have the COT reports back. Yes, Eddie, it sure is, huh? It's awesome. We've got the COT data back on our screens. We can take a look at it. Just head over to the Smart Money Tracker if you have access to the Edge Finder already. And if you don't, we dropped a link earlier. Click this link one more time. We'll drop it in the chat in case you don't already have the Edge Finder. If you want to check it out for yourself, we're doing trials today. So click this link that's being dropped, and one of our support reps will get you access to a trial of our software. And again, link will be dropped in the chat. Send a direct message there, and someone from our team will hook you up. There you go. Okay, so now, guys, I think we're going to take half a second here. We're going to take a break and hear from one of our sponsors. James is in the other room. He's ready for that. So let's hand it over to James for a second. We'll be right back.
Thanks, Nick. Excuse me. Thanks, Nick. A1 Trading is excited to finally announce our official partnered prop firm, and we've got a pretty awesome offer for A1 Trading fans today. Superfunded is a new prop firm to enter the space that is looking to fund some profitable Forex traders. So if you have the skills but lack the capital, Superfunded is the answer. With Superfunded, traders are able to take an examination to prove their trading skills and have up to 90 days to pass. Superfunded is ideal for both swing traders and day traders, and even allows their traders to hold positions over the weekend. Superfunded is a funding program powered by ACAP, created for traders by traders. So if you're looking to get funded, check out their examination today and get 10% off when you use code A1 Trading. So again, Super Funded, a brand new prop firm to enter the space. They are brought to you by 8cap. So if you are already fans of A1 Trading or fans of 8cap, then you're going to love Super Funded. They have different examinations for different account sizes. And if you want 10% off the examination fee, you can do so with code A1 Trading. So go check them out in the link in the description if you want to look into them yourself or if you want some more information. But let's get back to the show.
Cool. Thank you, James, for that. And yes, guys, make sure to check out Super Funded. They are an up-and-coming prop firm that has partnered up with us, supporting our shows here. And if you're looking to get funded, definitely check them out. James has mentioned these things in the past, but I want to reiterate one thing that I really like about Super Funded is that they don't have such strict time constraints for your challenge. A lot of times challenges, if you guys are interested in getting funded, you'll notice that they have these really short time frames. Like, for example, in 30 days, you got to achieve, XYZ and all this. Super Funded has a longer term horizon and they don't rush you to do your challenge. So again, it's why that we've partnered up with them. I really like that, especially if you're a regular here. If you trade similar to myself, I'm a swing trader. It's very hard for me to tell you how well I'm going to do in a single month. But if you give me 3 months, I'm able to show you a little bit better. So again, that's why we've partnered up with Superfunded. Check them out down below in the description and take advantage of that promo code that we've got to get you 10% off any of our evaluations or their evaluations that they offer. So use our code. Make sure to use that if you decide to go for it. Hey, Nick, do you think you could make a revised trading plan development free course? We've got one already, Stephen. We've got several videos on the channel. If you go to my playlist section, I've got like a whole bunch of educational stuff that's available for free, including lots of how to build trading plans, how to build strategies, how to backtest your strategies. So just check that out whenever you get a chance. Superfunded's website doesn't look very developed, and there's consistency rule in their terms of service. So here's the thing, Andy. Yeah, Superfunded is super new to the space. They're sort of a up and coming, supported by 8cap business. And you guys know, if you've watched the channel for a while, I'm a big fan of 8cap. And so when they recommended us to check out Superfunded, we were like, hey, you know what? That's right in line, and their rules, at least from what I have seen and what I've spoken with them about, seem very, very reasonable. So let's keep looking around the charts here. Dollar CAD, I mentioned, I think that there's some bullishness for dollar CAD, unless we break through support here. These support levels have been really resilient for the dollar CAD, but we've struggled to really follow through to the upside. Now, dollar CAD, like I mentioned, is one of the more bullish setups on the Edge Finder right now. So the Edge Finder has a strong buy rating for dollar CAD. This strong buy has been in action for weeks now. If you guys caught this run up, for those of you guys who have Edge Finder access, the Edge Finder was bullish all the way back from here. It has been such a good run for dollar CAD bulls. I know Frank caught some of that long trade based off the Edge Finder. He shared it within our Discord group. All sorts of good stuff there. It was awesome to see that happen. Big break to the upside there. Has been on the daily chart really strong. On the lower time frames, though, I think we might be getting another pullback. Now, again, some people will say, hey, this thing has been in consolidation. I don't want to trade it, which is fair. But I think in the longer term, dollar CAD still looks strong, right? It's still held this support level. So for me, the way I look at it is, okay, on the daily chart, it looks strong upward trend. If we retest these lows, I'd be willing to take a risk, right? Which is what we do as traders every time we place trades. We don't have certainties, but I like the idea of, hey, if it as long as it doesn't take out the lows by very far, maybe a little bit of whipsaw action, as long as it doesn't break significantly underneath that, I think the risk to reward on dollar CAD becomes very attractive down around that 1.3660. So I think that there's upside on the dollar CAD, mostly a short bias on the Canadian dollar, as we saw from institutional money being very, very net short on the Canadian dollar. I think that we have a lot of lot of potential there for the CAD to continue to be weak and the dollar to really strengthen, especially if any sort of hawkishness or bullishness for the dollar starts to appear. This dollar CAD, like I said, I think we head back to the highs, if not beyond. Now, again, that's a speculation. What matters more, everyone has an opinion, right? But what matters more is risk management and actually letting it count if we're right. So if I'm right about this idea, if price comes down and we are able to enter into a good trade there, the goal is not to go all in and be certain that that's going to work. The idea is, okay, take a small risk there, stops in place. And if this market rallies and we're able to trail a good stop on that, hey, it could turn into something. This is how I approach every single one of my trades. I don't, gamble my account by putting a large lot size on everything. My goal is to risk very small. And over time, I'm going to catch winners that really outpace the losers. And that's all that matters, right? At the end of the day, it's not about being right about this very next trade. It's about being right more often or making it count when you're right more than when you're wrong. That is, at the end of the day, all that matters in trading. If you're going to be profitable, running a business, running a trading account, very similar. You have revenue, which is your trading income, minus your expenses, which are your trading losses, right? As long as this number outpaces this number, we profit. It's as simple as that. And I know that, obviously that is very obvious, but think about it in the sense of a business. It's all about the revenues. How much do you bring in when you make money? And how much does it cost you in order to make that money? Your losses are just your expenses to running your trading business. If you can think that way, you'll be a lot better off. Because again, most traders, what they do is they want to win all the time. And when they're not right, they quadruple down on a loss and they get themselves into a lot of trouble. So we try and avoid that sort of stuff. Good morning, Nick and A1 fam. Good morning. Thank you for being here. Happy to have you on the show. Let's look at gold. We talked about gold for long enough without actually pulling it up. Let's take a look at the recent development. So I was long on gold last week. I made some money on this run up, caught the buy back here. Signal was popped out here inside of the Discord. Let me see if I can show you guys the signal. And then 1 second, I'll show you guys something really cool with that. So I picked up gold last week, entered 1953. That was my entry point. Price popped from my entry. It was awesome. We had a nice runner to the upside there. You can see the winner came into the market, and I was able to trail stops and profit on this trade. So let me back up. If you guys have never seen this Discord channel before, we're looking for more people to join us. And if you're interested in joining that today, I've got something cool for you. First of all, what we do inside of the group is we share our trades, but it's not your usual signal service. It's not just a buy here, put your stop. We don't recommend you do stuff. What we do is we share our own personal trades that we are taking on real money. We're taking these trades, we're putting our own money on the line, and we're sharing full analysis and breakdowns why we're taking these trades, everything behind the scenes behind a trade. It's an educational service. If this would be helpful to you, if you'd like to look over our shoulder, and I say our because it's myself, it's Frank, and Ivan also shares some of his trades here. If you want to look into behind the curtain on some of the trades that we are taking, join us inside of the Discord channel, and you'll be able to get access to these trade alerts. Now, this is reserved for VIP members, but we're going to do something really, really special right now. We're going to drop a link in the chat to allow you to chat with a support rep from my company, A1 Trading. So if you want to join this Discord, we're going to do a tour section. So if you want to try out the software, I'm sorry, not the software, the Discord today, click this link that's in the chat right now and send us the word Discord trial. Send us the word Discord trial. Click this link. It's been dropped in the chat here for you. If you're on your phone, go to your live chat at the bottom of the screen, open that up, click that link. It's going to open up a chat with us icon. It's really takes half a second. Pull that up and just send us the word Discord trial. And if you're on your computer, live chat on the right-hand side, just click the link that was just dropped, and it'll open up a chat prompt where you can send a message to our team. Just send them the word free Discord trial, and someone from my team will connect with you. You can meet someone from our team, chat with them about what you're going on with your trading, and they're here to help. So If you are an aspiring trader, if you want access to our Discord, this is a place for serious traders. We are working towards so many different things right now. One of our newest programs right now is that we are looking to help traders get funded. So if this would be helpful to you, try it out today, chat with a rep, and let's get you inside the Discord. It is definitely worth the money. There's no question. Put it this way. If you are thinking about joining our Discord, if you do join our Discord, and let's say that you sign up and you pay for a membership, you might say, well, it's going to cost money. Yes, it is going to cost money. If you are serious about the stuff, you want to learn the stuff, you're going to get access to everything educationally that we have. But more importantly, what you're going to get access to is you're going to get access to resources that will likely save you a lot of money in the long term. If you're new to this stuff, take it from me. Most traders, they get into this stuff, they think they're hot shot and they lose a bunch of money. If you jump into our Discord, pay for a little bit of access, right? Get into the educational section, go through our course material, jump into the coaching webinars with Eivindfx, read along with the trades that we're taking, and don't try and rush into a live trading account. I am very confident that you're going to save more money than you spend on a membership with us. So consider doing that. Consider joining us. If you want to check it out today, if you want to chat with a rep, the link that was just dropped, head over to that link, chat with one of our support reps, ask your questions, and come join us today inside of the Discord. Yes, that was a pitch. Yes, I am heavily pushing it on you guys today. It's because I want more people in there, especially as we launch this new program where we're helping traders get funded. I would like more people to join us and get involved in our program as we set that up. So let's see. One more chart we're going to pull up, guys. Gold, where am I at with this? Well, I didn't finish my thought with gold. So I mentioned I took some trades on gold, made some money on gold. Am I still bullish? Well, we broke out here to the downside. And that to me right now is a red flag. Literally red candles, red flag for now. Do I still want to buy gold? Possibly. Possibly I'm still interested in gold. If we can get a little bit deeper of a retest, as long as we don't break this level here, which is sort of our line of defense, this is where I entered previously. We double topped here, but we haven't necessarily broken anything too seriously. Yes, we broke this sort of really strong upward trend, but I still think that maybe price is just in consolidation before resuming its upward trend. Does that make sense? So we might not be in a red hot upward trend like we were right here. I would have expected this thing to hold. That's why my stop loss was trailed underneath here. We got stopped out. Fortunately, though, we took profits before this thing tanked further. And now if price comes down to this zone, I think there may be an argument for another bullish setup. I'll have to look closer at this as we get into the trading day. But like I said, it's still on the watch list as a buy signal for the Edge Finder. So I'm interested in potentially getting involved with that. So a little bit deeper retest, maybe the 1935 tag would be interesting here for me. I might be interested in taking another stab. As long as, like I said, as long as it doesn't break this level significantly, I think this zone should hold for the bulls. We'll see if I'm right about that. And again, stop loss below would indicate whether or not I am right or wrong about that, with the idea being if this level can hold, we would expect price to be able to rally back up to the previous highs around 2000, which would offer a pretty good risk reward trade. So real quick, I'm going to bring Frank in here. I want to ask Frank about the gold trade, and then we're going to have Ivan join the stream as well. So Frank, what's going on, man? How's it going?
Hey, how are you?
Good, man. Hey, what do you think about gold right now? Do you have any opinions?
Yeah, so I was looking at gold in the background because I heard y'all talking about it. And I also thought to bring up like the bond yield chart. And this morning, I'm still bullish gold, but it's hard to tell like what it's trying to do right now because the dollar's not very strong. So it's better for gold, but at the same time, bond yields are rising.
Yep.
Which has not been the case for the past three trading days. So something slightly concerning for like risk on bulls. They're probably looking for some sort of relief from this like pressure from stocks and like
Yep.
interest on the dollar, and like these the recent banking fails. Those fears are starting to subside because of just certain other banks are just looking at like purchasing parts of of the banks that collapse or whatnot. So
Sure.
things are like supposed to be looking better, I guess, but at the same time we have this bond yield creeping up again, which is not very bullish in my opinion for stocks or gold.
Right.
But then again, you hear lots of arguments that gold is bullish either way because the economy and the value of the dollar are also very like wishy-washy. Like they're not very stable, so it's kind of back and forth fight.
Yeah.
So there's a
No,
lot of
it makes
interest
sense. I
around
mean,
gold still.
there's a lot of like fear around the banking stuff that, it's a tug of war right now. There's like, like Janet Yellen coming in and saying, "Hey, we're going to support the banks," and then Credit Suisse, blows up, and then someone else buys it for a third of the value. You get in these like toss and turn back and forth dynamics, and throughout the whole thing, we've silently seen gold continue to creep up. So I think that maybe what that is doing is it's setting just the general tone of the market being somewhat fearful. But again, it is more a question of like, is it genuine fear, like genuine risk off? Because at the same time, you got the S&P 500 rallying. So it's probably not pure risk off. It's more perhaps just, questioning whether or not, or what's going to happen with this banking situation.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah. So just kind of looking at what's going on, it's still very mixed.
Yep.
The market here, SPX, I'm still short bias on, but it's always been very resilient. So just
yeah,
looking
we'll see. We'll see if it's able to get any sort of steam to break out the highs. I mean, we've seen it historically the last couple of years. Every single rally gets it creates this sort of like level of false hope, and then it falls apart. I'm waiting for it to really just prove me wrong on that, really break out to the upside before I get long myself. The Edge Finder has been pretty bearish on the indices recently. The only thing that'll flip it would be a consistent trend to the upside, a breakout. So we'll see if that can come into play. But yeah, Frank, thank you for coming on as always. You're a crowd favorite, so thank you for being here, and we'll see you back tomorrow.
Thanks for having me.
Yep. All right, and now we are on to our next special guest, the other awesome analyst within the group. It's kind of cool. We get the trifecta on these Monday streams. We got myself, my Frank, and we saved the best for last. We say hello to Mr. Eivindfx. What's up, Eivindfx? How are you?
I'm good.
Hey, Eivindfx, what's the weather like in Kenya right now?
Oh, it's 27 degrees. It's sunny. It's beautiful. And
Very, very
palms
nice.
are swaying in the wind.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I really would love someday to visit parts of Africa. I think that would be so cool just to check it out. And I've never been to that. I've been to Europe. I've been to all over North America, but I've never been to Asia, Africa, or South America. So they're bucket list places for me. I think it'd be cool.
Yeah, we've only been to the cold places, haven't you? Like
Yeah, I like
Iceland
cold places.
and-
Something's wrong with me. I mean, I think it's because I live in the South. I love going to places like Iceland. My sister's going to Norway. I want to go to Scotland. I like all the cold, like northern places. I don't know what's wrong with me, but yeah, that's another topic for another day. Ivan, what's your take on everything going on? Do you have what are you currently looking at here this week?
I am starting to favor yen weakness, going into some seasonality for weakness for April. And the question that we ask ourselves is there going to be a new bank crisis over the weekend? There was Deutsche Bank. Someone said the weekend was silent. I'm like, no, I was worried about Deutsche Bank going over. So the question is Deutsche Bank going over? Is it not? And if not, then yen is going to weaken. So
Yeah, that's an interesting point. Yeah, because if banking fears subside, part of that trade is definitely yen weakness. If that sort of
Yeah.
continues to shape back the other direction, for those of you guys who have been keeping up with the Deutsche Bank situation, here is their stock. Which absolutely has. I mean, if you zoom out on this, it's a depressing chart. Anyways, here's your weekly chart long term. It's been on a downward tear for a long time. So people kind of freaking out about this. I don't know why they're very surprised. This stock has this company has been having troubles for like a decade. So regardless, I'm with you on that. The banking situation will drive the yen trade, whether up or down, and closely watching that will be very interesting. Which yen pairs are you most interested in?
Oh, anything that moves in my direction. If
Fair.
that is if that's a mouse, I will take it, kind of thing. No, no.
Yeah.
I don't know why I get this in these from. Anyways, a euro, euro dollar probably should upside, because I just want to mention we are not at the same place as we were before this crisis, because just for everyone to understand, there is more QE now, or there is less tighter liquidity in the market. So we're not the same as before. So if this crisis or this scare goes away, we actually have euro strength, Aussie strength, New Zealand strength, dollar weakness as we come up now, because we actually have loosened up monetary policy a bit. Not necessarily through interest rate, which has been opposite, but through swaps and through giving more money, giving more availability of money to other central banks. So that should lift euro and yen. But of course, it's a risky trade. This can drop down a million pips because of banking crisis. So
Yeah, it's interesting that you say that, Ivan. Euro yen. I briefly pulled it up. I think you were in the chat when I spoke about it. Just that dynamic between.
Yeah.
If you take a look at the COT data, the latest reporting shows a very heavy long bias on the euro and a very heavy short bias on the Japanese yen. Crossing that is very, very interesting, and coincidence that you pull it up as an interesting chart. If we see the breakout, like I said, I think there's a solid chance that continues to the upside if it's able to get that break that you're mentioning. This euro yen, if we look at the daily chart, it's had some struggle recently, but any sort of sign of a breakout, if banking fears sort of subside, I'm with you. I think that's a really interesting trade.
Now I just need some help from you guys. Where did you guys put the major pairs? Am I just blind?
Just scroll down a little bit. It's further down. There it is.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, because I'm blind. It's actually minor. Okay, cool. I'll just find it. Because I check in sometimes, bro. But mine is more than previous, and I'm just trying to limit what we feel as users sometimes. But anyway, okay. So retail traders are generally short. Okay, and what buyers are and then professionals are mostly long. So to me, that looks like a pretty good direction for that moving forward. Though there is also systematically going in, which is kind of my thing. So to the moon.
Yeah, no, and I like it too, Ivan. I think like one thing that you mentioned too with the chart itself, the chart itself has had some rough ways, and you can see that in the trend reading category, getting that -2. Right now it's struggling, but like I said, any pop to the upside, that trend changes to the upside, if we get a real clear higher time frame, like the daily chart starts to trend up, I'm with you. That's probably one of the best charts out there. If it's able to get some speed up, if you will, start trending to the upside. I like that trade as well. So you guys, if you do not already know Ivan, let me tell you guys a little bit of a plug here. Ivan does our coaching webinars within our Discord channel. So I spent a long time in this. I touted too much the products that we have today. I didn't mean to do that, but it's because I'm excited about them. And I want you guys, if you do already have the Discord and you're not joining Ivan's webinars, he does some incredible value here in our Discord channel. He puts out several webinars a week, answers questions, works with traders. If you're interested in getting coaching, you can join our Discord. And if you're already in there, you can also send Ivan a message anytime you want. If you need coaching one-on-one, that sort of thing, he has that available. Before I leave you guys, one last thing I'll say about Ivan is that he has an awesome YouTube channel of his own. If you'd like to check that out, we'll drop a link in the chat for you. And check that out. Click that link. Make sure to subscribe. And Ivan is going to stick around with you guys, do a little bit more analysis, and continue the show on as I rest my tired voice. So, Ivan, thank you for taking over the show, man. Have a great rest of your stream.
Thank you. Have a great day. So, everyone, hi. How is it going? Are you cute? Yes, you are. Okay, so seriously, there is four different things we need to do today. There is one psychology, there's one fundamental, there's one technically, and there is one sentiment. Tell me in chat which of those four topics you want to discuss first, because I need to discuss all of this with you, because we have a weekly thing here and I need to plug in to you. So yes, I must say the best part about the VIP webinars is you can ask me anything. If you want to ask about the sun, I will answer about the sun. If you ask about stochastics, I will answer about the stochastics, but of course within my strategy, because you need to be able to master one very, very important thing going forward. And I don't know if you actually know that is a success to trading. It is not to listen to the boring voice of Eivind and what are you doing? The actual problem that most of your traders have is fear. Fear of what? Your wife, your kids, your mother? No. Fear of yourself failing. That leads to you doing, I would say, sometimes weird mistakes. And I see the weirdest things in this community, in this world. And I just wonder, what would make you take away that fear? Let's say you are afraid of snakes. Okay, probably not trading is related, but if you're afraid of snakes and you take your other friend to the snake park and they take out a python, whatever animal they have, or what snake they have, like these big fat yellow things, I hate them. I can't stand them. I'm scared pantsless. Okay, if you are a person that is not afraid of snakes, and obviously that guy that takes it out of the chamber, I can't be scared because they spell fear. Okay, so in that situation, I'm the fearful one. Are you the fearless one? But if you come to trading, am I the fearful one? Am I the fearless one? I am the fearless one. So what have I done as a trader to come to that conclusion? There is a couple of things, and I see that every single time when I go through your trades, I go through your mentals, I talk to you guys, and I'll be like, what is wrong with you? That's what I'm thinking sometimes. Not in a bad way, but like, what is the actual problem? And when I go through your psychology, what do I hear? I don't know what to do. I don't know what the market is going to do, and stop loss is going to hit, and then I don't know when to trade, and then whenever I trade, it goes against me, and then. So, if I tell you that whatever I hear is fear of the unknown, fear of the known, but fear of what the consequences are, and what is actually a person has accepted risk, does that mean that you as a trader has accepted, oh, I'm going to lose money, okay, that'll be okay. Oh, like I have accepted to lose 90. When you have accepted risk, that means that when you have taken the loss, you will fear nothing. No remorse, nothing bad. When that CAD yen buy hits your stop loss, and you're like, because some of you goes to bed to cry. Okay? Some of you guys go to bed to cry. I know that. I'm not telling everyone, but some of you do. And why? Do we have control? Should we even be trading? And I've seen people today, oh, hey, bro, can we buy gold today? That sounds like a good idea, right? Or I saw someone else, I want to buy a pound dollar. And I'm like, what do you think is going to happen next? I don't know. It looks bearish. You said what? And this is what I go through, right? So today we are going to go through what I want, I need to punch you. That's not what I want to say, but I need to need you a bit tighter and a bit harder. That's what I think I need to do with you. Because if you are coding, if there's any coders out there, it's a depression. Sorry, I'm out of character. God, I should look at chats. Who said it? Kiwi said it. Okay, fine. I just saw instant depression. I'm like, what happened? Okay, anyways. Okay. All right. Okay. Where was I? I forgot. I have to rewind the video. Where did I end it? Anyways, I guess I need to need you a bit more, right? I need to fold you, because if you do coding, have you ever tried to run it through and it says failure or error or whatever, a line, whatever, and you're like, but I did everything right, and you go through the line, there's nothing wrong. That is the difference between you and me and the market. Okay, so how? And I don't know for everyone what your error code is, because if you compute, if you connect you, and you do that sound, that ESDN sound, that sound, you probably have multiple different error codes. So, pound. Can you buy a pound in the current state? Or sell for that matter? But let's say dollar will be weakened going forward because of looser monetary policy and nothing else. Fine. Okay, so we have a range. We have a breakout of range technically. All right. We have a technically breakout here, and then what does it do when it technically breaks a range? It goes higher. Yeah. Yeah. That's what happens. So if you do range trading, I'm not going to say that, ha, you lost. No, I just know it's random. It can either break and then continue down, or it stops at a pretty good price, 18.50, and it goes higher. Okay, cool, down below that. Going forward, if you're thinking, yeah, okay, it's now going to pull out some indicators and whatever, just bear with me, okay? I'm just going to give you a couple of prices, that's all. If you're not linking now and our problem again, thank you. Okay, there is those prices, and then there is those prices. That's the only thing that I'm going to tell you today. Okay, so what is this? This is the aggressive entries, and this is the conservative entries. Hallelujah, praise the Lord, we can go forward. Okay. That's the only thing you need to know. If you have already decided to be bullish, you think that Bank of England, which they're not going to, increase interest rate, you think that dollar is going to weaken because of looser monetary policy, and you think that everything is going to be fantastic in the world, there's going to be no bank crisis, and you think, hey, well, gold angels are singing, or what do you call it? I was supposed to say all the virgins, depending, literally. No objection there. That is a buy in a bullish direction, in a bullish trend. Anybody else? And at which price, you might ask? Well, 122. It's pretty good. Or 121. And just like I did in Euro last week, I said I'm going to sell 107, I'm going to sell 108, I'm going to sell 109. Which one worked out? 109. Okay, cool. Did I take that one? Absolutely not. I wasn't well at that point, so fair enough. Anyways, anywho. Euro. Is this bullish? Is this a great bullish setup? No. Why? Range breakout. What do we just learn about a range breakout? They're random. They can come down to the level you want it to, or it can continue lower. So, what do we do then? I will not trade euro yen. No, euro dollar. What about euro yen then? Technical analysis again. Okay. If we go over to, so that was euro yen, that's neutral. And I think euro dollar wasn't was probably a sell as well. So, I can probably agree with that. And then retail sentiment is kind of mixed. Okay. But there's one more thing I wanted you guys to discuss with yourself. It is ING. Well, nothing sponsored, whatever. But I want you to sign up for newsletters from banks. You have Danske, you have Nordea, you have ING, you have whatever, Wells Fargo, you have Westpac, you have all of these banks. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to read the topic, which is, do you need to do a risk assessment? So the European banks Friday fueled a recovery in the dollar against the pro-cyclic European Forex market. Markets are once again forced to reassess the risk of the two epicenters of the banking crisis, and and as well, Putin putting nuclear weapons in Belarus, and the drive of the G10 swings this week, and monetary policy differentials at this current point. I'm not going to give you the boring stuff, but the good stuff is that they think for this week, we're going to retest 109 for if you're a Euro bull. Okay. That is one thing. The other thing is, what about you, pound? Pound is can still reach 125, yeah, but what are they about to do? They're about to end their rate hike, as far as I know. What does that generally lead to? Does that lead to higher or lower pound? Initially falling. Banking crisis for dollar initially rising, but when the dust has settled, gone. We go to dollar bearish. So there is two ways for you to react to a market, and I don't know which one you take, but you can take whatever you want. Okay, so there is a drop. That is the news. The news drop either might be continuation, but then there will be more news until where's the bottom? Until the central banks, SEBE, comes out and says, hey, we think we don't like this anymore. So you guys say bye-bye. And things goes back up again. And when things goes back up again, it goes higher than the entry. And if you're wondering how do you know all this information, Ivan? That if you just read through market reactions to crisis or what do you call it? Unpriced in news. That's it. That's how it looks like. And that's not how it's not because of me, it's because I've just gone through the markets. Okay. And I have taken crisis after crisis after crisis after crisis, analyze them, and that's basically what happens. So what do you think about gold, Martin? We will do that. I sold my Eivindfx for gold. Okay, we'll do gold then. Okay. Why? Why am I laughing? Stop making me laugh. I can't laugh about that. That's really, 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 really bad of me. Bad boy. Okay, I've actually stopped looking at chat because it just made me laugh. I can't be serious. I'm supposed to have a program to go through today. Okay, what about gold, people? Can somebody say, gold? I want to do gold, okay? For those who says that, we shall do gold, all right? but what do you said? Euro cat as well, Reagan? Sure. Gold. What about gold? I don't like the current market. I don't like it. Why do I even not like it? Because the current driver of the gold rush higher is no longer there. And it shows in price action that whatever drove gold no longer does it. Okay? Okay. And how do I know that? How do you analyze that, and how do you take that away from that? I mean, number one is technical analysis. We have not made a higher high. We're actually trying to make a new low. Yes, we have a pullback right now, and I would say the momentum is to the downside. Can this change? Yes, it can. But also dollar has turned around, yen has turned around, and most markets has turned around to go opposite of what they initially did. And gold is also one of them. That means that if you're trying to buy gold, you're basically trying to buy a falling knife. Though, if this one now breaks 2000, okay, then you can look for buys again. But right now, I think that, or my analysis and my experience and whatever you call that thing, intuition, is that that's the market I normally fail in. I normally have a stop loss in this market. Is that all right? Gold has been bearish from the start of this day. Okay. I agree with you, Vasim. That's what I also take into consideration. But gold 4 hour is not bearish. It's just pulling back. So if this one now turns around, goes higher, sure, we have a whole different situation. But if you think that, this, well, what are we going to do? I'm going to, okay, put the money where it belongs, whatever. And I say, okay, let's say if we bought it there and we put stop loss below here, is that going to fail? Is that going to succeed? Because if this is currently bullish technically, then we should technically go higher, right? But there is one thing that you guys have not we have not mentioned yet, and I think it's very crucial for you guys to know this. We have hit monthly target. It doesn't mean that we can still go higher, but the buyers has left the building. So I don't want to take that trade. Can I sell it? Do I have selling confirmation? Let's take the EMAs, for example. Is this a selling confirmation? No, it is not. Do I have a 1 hour selling confirmation? No, I have not. So I can't buy and I can't sell it. It's just that you guys, we need to do that process, okay? What about buying oil? Can we buy oil now? Is that a good thing? Can we buy oil? What about is there anything that's good or bad about buying oil? With a market with a banking crisis, wouldn't that make oil go lower? Wouldn't a banking crisis be bad for oil? Yes, it will. So the question is the banking crisis over? And if so, what do we do then? Just need to have a conversation. Cool. Do you have a pivot? Do you have a tutorial on pivot points? Yes, I do on my YouTube channel and Kara. So, what I would tell you right now is that market at this point is confused. My emoji of I don't know what that is. What does that mean? If we are bullish reversal, if we're bullish reversal, why do we have so low pullback? If we then have a bullish reversal, we need to have a higher high by the pullback. Fine, whatever. If this is bearish, why are we not up at resistance? Is this a good resistance? It's very aggressive resistance. And because when we look at the bearishness of it, we already had a very hard fall. We now have a very deep pullback. And once you sell those situations, I wouldn't. I'll have to show you guys what I mean. Okay, so when you have, maybe you're in. Once you have hard rises or falls or whatever, okay, this is kind of it, what I'm talking about here. So here we have price fall, acceleration, get out. Now we have a new high, or a new high, or whatever, depending. And this is kind of where gold oil is right now. And you would say, what about selling up there or selling up here? Much better ideas, because we know that the possibility once we sell here, the possibility of when we are selling. What happened to my spear? What do you mean? Where's the arrow? Someone took away the arrow? Okay, thank you, arrow. Is the arrow there now? No? Am I blind or am I just not blind? Okay. Apparently. Arrow. Okay, it doesn't work then. Okay, fine, whatever. I don't know why it doesn't have arrows. Anyways, so when I trade, when I sell, when I sell there, I know that this is way better levels to sell from, and they failed. That's what I just want to say there. Okay. So range trading is worse. Absolutely 100%. That is very bad for trading. Sorry, that's very bad for my trading because I normally lose there. Okay. Just a secure situation, something. Okay. 50-50 kind of position on gold and oil. Okay. Let's go over to Aussie yen. What am I looking for here? Currently, Aussie yen is in a bearish trend. So what do I need to see for me to start selling or start buying next week? I need something like that, and I need to challenge that high there. And on the lower time frames, I need, I don't know, maybe a double bottom, maybe that kind of a thing, something like that. So what does that mean? That means that the current highs is just an indication, woohoo, good, that we are going to go higher. We have crossed above this one, great. And then now I just need continuation higher or whatever next week. And if we do have deeper pullbacks, I will then look for that. And those are kind of what I'm looking for. And that's how easy and how difficult it is. Now, you might not be interested in LCN and be like, I don't like it, blah, 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 blah. It's the same process. If you look at a CAD yen or Aussie yen or whatever you look at, it's the same process. Go above high. We have one bottom here. What if we have a double bottom here by next Friday? Cool. By Friday, cool. I'll take it then. And then I'll probably buy here, buy here, buy here. That's what I imagine. That's what I dream about. And I think that's probably good. That's what I generally flourish on. Right now, it's way too high. What about Euro Yen? Same situation. A one low. We have a brand new higher than that high, which is the previous one. Okay, cool. Then we have a very high now. I need pullbacks. I need deep. I need, I like it. I like deep pullbacks so that I can take it from a better price, because of buy now and the stop loss is 250 pips. It's a bit too much for me, to be honest. You get my feeling? So right now I'm just setting up stuff that is about to happen. And I can't make the market do what I want them to do currently, because it's not favorable. If I buy right now, and I will look like probably a lunatic, and sure enough, that's kind of one thing, second thing, third thing, and we'll see. And if what if it just goes higher, Ivan? What happened? Where does that fear come from? Where's that fear in? Like, your fear is like, oh man, I'm afraid. Yeah, and then it doesn't matter, does it? Does it change the market if you are fearful? Does the market do different things if you are fearful? Absolutely nothing. This yen pair seems to be forming a head and shoulders. Your take, Ivan? Where are you with the head and shoulders? Is it reversed? No. I honestly don't see it. I must say, I might be blind. I do apologize for being blind. But yeah, no. So I don't want to sell this though. Don't take this as a selling. Okay, there is no selling here. Hey. But I just want you to figure out yourself this year. This is out of love. If you need a mentor, here I am. If you need more educational content, sure, ask. If you need to answer questions, if you need the questions answered, please ask. Because the only way you are going to develop what you are supposed to have as a functioning, successful Forex trader is that you get over and move on from your struggles. And the struggles are the same for most people. The biggest struggle is making money consistently, finding the right trades, finding the right setup, being at the trades for the right time, not being able to work, or not being able to work and not being at the chart makes you feel like you're left alone. But I have a solution for you in that retrospective. Just look at your trades every weekend. Thursday to Monday is your window. Sundays are Monday for East, and just do proper planning. And if you are bored, go through the charts, back test or whatever you call it. Go through the charts. Okay, how do I behave in certain situations? Am I able to replicate what I'm supposed to be doing? Am I technically so good at trading that I can trade blind? Do you have the belief in yourself? Or are you like one of us, that we are, many of us, that we have self-doubt? We don't believe 100% that it's going to go well. Okay, so what is your recipe? The recipe for that is, why do you take the bus? Why do you drive the car? Why do you go for a walk? If you don't trust yourself, because you still believe that everything is going to be all right in the end anyways, right? Everything is going to be all right in the end anyways. So moving forward, it is going to be okay. You just have to, one, get out of the comfort zone. Number two, ask questions. Number three, get involved. And number four, offer you whatever your knowledge is, put it out there, make people go through it, be humble about what you currently know, because there's plenty of more things to know going forward. And you're wondering why is Ivan looking to buy a New Zealand yen? Is a bearish trend, for crying out loud. Because I've done this many times, and most times it has worked out. But current market, I'm supposed to be buying next Monday. Current market is not it's not bullish, so I can't buy it, right? So I still have those steps. But when I see what I want to see, I am fearless. I go for it. I blindly buy. I don't care what anybody out on the outline or online or online or offline thinks about it, because it's completely my trade. It's completely my way of thinking and practically my success. But for you to be like, Ivan, is this bullish? No, Ari, it is not bullish. How do I tell it's not bullish? Because it is bearish range, kind of. And when is it bullish? When it goes above what, 67.50? How do I know that? Because I've done it many times. And how do you know that? Because I have taken the time and the space to go through all of these reversals of, for crying out loud, of trend. And I know that if we're bearish, We are bearish up until either that high or that high. Okay, after that high, it generally has a pullback. And there is your buy. Okay, let's go for another one. What about another time then? Okay, look at this one then. There's no way I've traded this, but I'm just telling you. That is the high. That is still a lower high. Fine. Break there. Buy. Could probably also buy there as well. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trades, all profitable. Maybe the last one not. So 4 out of 5 trades profitable. If you just bought at the right time. What about this one then? Okay, we go from bearish to bullish. When is it bullish? At what time is it bullish? Whenever it goes through over there, that candle is from there, it's bullish. What happens after it's bullish is either go straight higher, and then you buy here, and then you hit your stop loss here. But in my world, that is where you buy. That is where you buy. Those are the 3 options you have to buy as still be perfectly bullish. How much do you know the pullback is supposed to be? This is a very shallow one. This is not even back to those highs. What about this one? It kind of came down to the highs. Okay, this one's a bit deeper one. But what about the other one that I showed earlier? That one was very deep. It went way below these highs here off the reversal. What do I do in that situation? That is still a buy. And it shouldn't bother you. How do I know it's a buy? Well, I don't know that in advance, but I've just given you 3 different setups. All of them are bullish reversal. All of them are showing you 3 different, very common pullbacks after reversal or in a reversal when you're supposed to be buying. How do you know which one you're going to get? I don't know. But if you get out here and you say, I don't like it anymore, you lost all of that. Why? Because your mindset wasn't opportunistic. Your mind wasn't correctly put to place. You have an error code in your trading. But the market went how it's supposed to be. It didn't have any emotions. So what do we do now then? What about Aussie dollar now then? Is this the same market? No, this is not a bullish reversal. Why is it not a bullish reversal? First of all, this is very deep. We talked about deep pullbacks, right? Then it should do that. Has it done that? No, it hasn't. It's even turned around back again. Okay, now I have to try again then. Let's see. You wait for it to go higher again. That's all. That's why I guess you find me boring sometimes. Because I don't give you trade setups, I don't give you trades, I don't give you entries, I don't give you what you want to see. But that's proper trading, bro. Aman is waiting for Aussie dollar. Yes. And if you understood my essence, it's a pause. Wait, okay? Don't buy it. It's a pause. Five minutes of absolute motivational speech. Thank you very much, Shanjo. What do you think about EuroCAD? Okay. Who says that? Alpha TV, you said EuroCAD. Okay. I'm going to do one thing here, and then I'm going to go over to you. I'm going to go over to you, and I'm going to find it over here in minor EuroCAD. Current is what? A buy? Okay. Retail sentiment is give or take short. COT data is give or take bullish. Okay. Score is 3. Yeah, okay. Inflation not good. Employment good and good. Okay. So seasonality. Okay. Let's double check seasonality. Was it EuroCAD, dude? EuroCAD. Cool. EuroCAD. We are now 27th of March. It has a heavy bearish trend going there. 80% of the time. Oh yeah, it's 100% there. Okay, so maybe not this year because of fundamental analysis. Okay, cool. Let's go in there. But yeah, that's definitely a bad thing. That is not agreeing with us. Okay, so clean chart, Euro CAD. Reversal was in August, September. Buy. Did we target at some point? This is very strong. Went into a pause, and yeah, monthly target hit there. And if weekly targets hit, it is a no-go zone. Yeah. Okay. Gone. Weekly target hit, monthly target hit, meaning that of course, it can go higher, but it just puts yourself in a very tricky situation. Also, you see this strong move here, and then now the pause back going back down again. Do you know what that means? That means a strong word called out. And that's all. I can't touch this. It's too hot. It's too hot. So would you look for a sell though? What's this another thing? Yeah, maybe below 147. It's a very peak-ish thing. Okay, it's weird. It's a no-go zone. Sorry. Oops, that was a bit big. Why? A target for buyers has been hit. Sellers, it hasn't really reversed around. It can, of course, but you have from 147 to 149 as potential area of sell. So technically, no. But if it starts trending lower, fine, whatever. But I wouldn't do either. Sorry. Okay, so who asked for EuroCAD? Alpha TV. Okay, so there is a couple of things with me. I might come across as very offensive with this next move, but I just want to say things straight. When you look at cross pairs like Euro, Aussie, CAD, Aussie CAD, or whatever, you're running a risk, okay, of range bound because it's supposed to be strong and weak at the same time, okay. So for extra for Aussie dollar, Aussie CAD for that matter, it is bullish or bearish. Great, this one is probably one of the fewer ones, but it tends to lead to very I don't know what they call this, range bound things. Even Euro pound has been asked for previously, and I'm like, I don't know, bro. It's a range for the whole of 2023, and it's not really appetizing to anything of what I've done. Okay, but okay, fine. Euro pound Aussie, same situation. It is very likely to be a range, but okay, fine. I'm wrong about this one here. Okay, so what do we do? It's a straightforward one, isn't it? Buy until it stops buying, I guess. You can't sell this one whatsoever. Does it go below 182? Yeah. If it goes below 182, 181, it's dead, but it's already in target. So, yeah, I would be very cautious here, but it's bullish. But if it comes crashing down, then don't blame me. But I'll probably buy it again in April, if this continues on. But yeah, small trades, the day trades to the upside. That's what I would. That's the only thing that I would do here. So going forward, Eivind is looking for yen pairs going higher. My pound yen from earlier is in profit. Woo! Aussie yen, CAD yen, Euro yen, whatever. It's still a week until I'm supposed to be buying it, so I still have plenty of time to reconsider my position. USD yen, no. Okay. Hey, sexy. I like you. I like what I see. So this is probably an easy buy then there then. Okay, cool. That's all. I have to make my own hours today, apparently. So, kind of. Yeah, definitely. Yen weakness leading this one to go higher, but why am I buying at a bearish trend? I don't know. So, okay, still believe higher though. So, we shall see. Okay, cool. I haven't changed my bias from the yen. It's seasonality and loose liquidity, and Bank of Japan still wants to do a lot of bond purchases. So it's easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Okay, family. I love you. I want you to succeed. Go in my Discord. Find me. Talk to me. I'll try to help you out as much as I can. There is a mentorship if you want that. Not selling. And I'll see you next week. Okay. Boom. And Nick, maybe have me one more time this week. Anyways, bye.
Thanks again for watching today's show. Our goal at A1 Trading is to continue to share free value to our audience through daily videos and articles, keeping you up to date with the latest market coverage. If you enjoy our content, make sure to subscribe for more. And if you're looking to get funded, check out Superfunded's examination today and get 10% off when you use the code A1 Trading. Click the link in the description below to find out more. From all of us at A1 Trading, have a great day, and we'll see you next time.